Hi everyone and welcome back to another educational video on my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be talking about artificial sweeteners, how you can use them to aid your fitness journey if you're looking to drop some weight, and also discussing about whether they have any adverse effects on health, because this seems to be a very popular topic out there and there is so much information about it. It can be overwhelming. So I decided to look into a few research studies to understand the literature that there is available on this subject and to bring you my findings in the simplest manner possible. So hopefully you will enjoy this video. If you do, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button. All these things will help me out a lot. So I really appreciate if you do all these things. Now without any further ado, let's get into this video. So the US FDA has approved quite a few artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, neotame and stevia, which is very popular all over the world right now. Apart from this, there are obviously a few other sweeteners such as cyclamate and allitame, which are used in other parts of the world but not in the US. Now, artificial sweeteners are also known as non-nutritive sweeteners because of their low calorie to no calorie output, and obviously by now we all know that a calorie is a unit of energy. It's not going to provide you any energy, no nutrition, which is why they are known as NNS or non-nutritive sweeteners. Now, this is something that you will see very commonly all around you. You walk into a supermarket, you see a Coke Zero, you see a Pepsi Black can. All these things have artificial sweeteners in them to ensure that the product still has sweetness but yields almost 0 calories. So artificial sweeteners are known to be hundreds or thousands of times sweeter than sugar itself, which is why it can really help for people who have this major sweet craving. And if you are somebody who is, looking to lose some weight and you realize that you're a sweet tooth, sometimes artificial sweeteners can help increase the palatability of a meal without shooting up the calories too much. So for example, let's say you order McDonald's, right? You're ordering an entire meal which consists of a burger plus say fries plus a large Coke is going to take that meal upwards of, I would say, 1200 calories. If you switch the Coke for a Coke Zero, you're going to be saving approximately 200 calories there. Personally, when I drink Diet Coke versus normal Coke, I am perfectly okay with the taste difference. For some people who are very sensitive to taste, they don't like diet soda, but if you're somebody who doesn't mind that, then by all means, switch up a normal Coke for a Diet Coke. You're saving 200 calories that you can eat later on throughout the day. In one study that I was going through, which talks about artificial sweeteners as a sugar substitute, they found that in a few studies there seemed to be a correlation between obesity and the increased consumption of non-nutritive sweeteners. While this can be seen as consuming more artificial sweeteners can lead to obesity, correlation is not always causation, and the correlation here could be actually reversed in the sense that we may also be able to conclude that people who are more overweight tend to be more conscious of their food choices and that's why consume diet soda more. Right? So by now, if you understand the energy balance equation, you understand the concepts of a caloric surplus and a deficit, you know that is the absolute fundamental to weight gain and weight loss, right? So if you are consuming artificial sweeteners in the form of beverages and you see a steady weight gain over time, I'm pretty sure that the artificial sweetener is not to blame. It's pretty obvious that you are in a surplus of energy and that is why you're putting on weight. Now, how this happens is if you're not going to be tracking your meals accurately, you are consuming a meal, right? And you know that you have a diet soda, which is pretty much 0 calories. Sometimes we end up eating more food in the process, and this way the benefits of consuming that non-nutritive sweetener beverage is offset by the extra calories that you're consuming in your meal. So if you're not careful, these things could also go wrong. Also, non-nutritive sweeteners are least useful when you are using them to substitute nutrient-dense foods such as fruit and milk. If you do choose to replace something like fruits with non-nutritive sweeteners, you are missing out on the micronutrients that you receive from consuming fruit. And in that manner, it's not going to be beneficial for you, because even if you feel like you're cutting down on calories, food should never be seen only for its absolute caloric value, but rather the fuel that it provides to your body in the form of macro and micronutrients. Now let's get to the elephant in the room. A lot of people ask ask whether there are negative health impacts of NNS on human health. And when I looked into a meta-analysis that consisted 372 studies, all done on humans, what they found was that the impact of NNS on risk of cancer, obesity, weight gain, risk of diabetes, dental health, and appetite, there was unfortunately no conclusive evidence on the benefits and harmful effects of NNS on all these conditions. So what they found was that the results were inconsistent. So in some case studies, in some research papers, they found that there was a positive correlation between diabetic people and the consumption of NNS. In one study conducted in 2007, which included 14 men with type 2 diabetes, they found that an aspartame breakfast actually induced a rise in glucose and insulin levels similar to a sucrose meal. Through this study, they found that non-nutritive sweeteners may not be the best choice for diabetic people in the long run. But then in a few other studies, they found that there was no correlation or inconclusive evidence that could allow them to map NNS with an increase in risk of diabetes. So because of this, there cannot be a concrete conclusion drawn here, right? So a lot more extensive research needs to be done in this domain for us to understand whether it's really the non-nutritive sweeteners that are causing an impact on certain health conditions, or whether there are other factors that need to be considered as well. So in some studies, aspartame and sucralose have been shown to trigger migraine. So if you're somebody who struggles from these conditions, then definitely observe whether these conditions are triggered after you consume aspartame or sucralose containing products. If it triggers it, then better to lay it off a bit. But for the general population, you should be perfectly okay enjoying a can of Diet Coke or two throughout the day with the rest of your meals. It's not going to be too bad. In fact, it's a great tool to stick to your calorie goals if you're in a weight loss phase, and also maintain palatability of the meal. Ensure that your sweet tooth is getting satisfied, you're curbing your cravings. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. I'm going to leave all the links to my research in the description box below. I also did check for any conflicts of interest to these papers, but I did not find any. So if you have come across a paper, please let it be a research paper in a journal and not an article on the internet. Please go through research papers, really read through the methodology and understand what they really did in the paper. And if you find something that speaks about something completely different from what I am putting across in this video, I would really love to look into that data and learn a bit myself. So please leave a comment down below so all of us can benefit from it, not just me. And I would really appreciate that. If this video helped you, please be sure to let me know by leaving a comment or liking the video, subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell button so you never miss another video from me again. That's it for now, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.